Hey, this is the start of the video, but I'm actually filming at the end of the video. If your daughter or significant other has those little ducks in their vehicle, a little tip from Dad here: take them out in order, set them down where you're not going to bump into them or get the hose knocked into them, and then it's easier to put them right back in there after everything's all detailed. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and you enjoy this video. It's a video for simple detailing for someone who's not a experienced detailer. Had people ask me about this before. With very minimal products, you don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, and you'll hear me say all that stuff as I go through. But I'm trying, the whole purpose is to take away the fear of cleaning your own car. It's not that hard, and it's fun. I learned how to do it, and you can certainly learn how to do it, and enjoy. Hey, welcome back. I've been wanting to do this video for a bit. I can get into the weeds with detailing and cleaning and stuff on cars, and a friend of mine asked me, and is there simple tips that you can do for detailing up a car? And I just want to show you, and excuse the mess, because my garage is going to be built next week and all this stuff's going to be going out, and I'm actually going to have room. All this junk's getting out of here. It's where I don't need it in this garage. But anyway, if you see this is not organized, but this is all my detailing things, like cars that are not ceramic coated, cars that are just waxed, different washes, foam cannon, blah, extra stuff for it. You kind of get intimidated by that, and I don't want that to be, so I wanted to do something simple. So this is my daughter's Jeep, right? And I was going to do her car for her. But she wasn't able to, so that's okay. And, but I wanted to do this and show you some quick detailing things on here. The exterior is dirty, but it's going up. Last spring, my daughter hit a deer, bent the bumper up here, and they had to remove the PPF here. They had to replace this fender. It had a slight little crack. You couldn't even tell. The bumper was bent up a little. They replaced the bracket on there and fixed it. So it's getting PPF replaced there and there. And while it's up there, it's going to get its 1 year checkup for its PPF on the front and sides and everything like that, and get it ceramic coated. So I'm not going to mess with that, but I want to do the inside. So of course, my daughter, 18, has her ducks. So I took pictures so I could put the ducks back in the right order. I don't even know if that's essential, but I'll show you. This is the price she's going to pay for getting her car cleaned for free. Cloth seats. So I don't think there's any stains on the cloth seats. So if there were any stains on the seats, I'm going to touch on that real quick when I show you the equipment. Oh, look, I got a tip. WeatherTech mats, rubber mats like this, whether they're WeatherTech or other brands. I really like WeatherTech mats, but something like this that have the edges on the side, you have to have these on your vehicle. If you don't, I just don't get it. But see, there's going to be a lot of vacuuming. It's really dusty in here. So have it there. Same back in here, and various things. Like I said, the cloth is pretty clean on here. These are going to be a bit of a mess, and it's a little dusty, a little dirty here. And mostly it's cleaning out debris. So let's see what we got here. Oh, that's where the dog leashes went. Okay. So just cleaning everything out. I'm going to vacuum it all. So first thing you can do with getting a car is, going through, just cleaning out all the debris from it. You might find your old dog leashes. You might find your some change, whatever. But I'm going to touch on just a couple little simple things to get the interior cleaned on it. Now, I mentioned with the cloth seat, if there were stains on that cloth seat, if you saw my Celica detailing video, I use this a lot to clean out the spilled coffee and other stuff in that. A spot cleaner like this with a good carpet cleaner, a little scrubber. So in addition to this vacuums things out, but like a little scrub brush like this. You have plenty of these around the house, cheap to get. These are pretty good for scrubbing mats, scrubbing carpet mats, carpets on the car if you have like something spilled on there. It's a firmer bristle on there, and it's pretty reasonable. Don't have to spend a lot of money. Of course, you're gonna need a vacuum, a shop vac. If you don't have a shop vac, you can use any vacuum, small handheld vacuum with attachments, but something like this is pretty portable. It's pretty powerful, and I use this all the time for the cars. And I have hardwood floors, and I have a fuzzy dog, so this kind of helps get in the corners while I'm getting the floors done too. So we're going to go through. That's going to be our big start. We're going to clean pull the mats out. We'll clean those. I'll show you how to do that. But then it has to be, it's some pretty simple stuff that you need. So this is not sponsored, but this is a one-stop interior clean. There's other manufacturers that make this too. I like this, but I'll try other ones on there. But this cleans dashboards, door panels, steering wheels. So this is a good all-around cleaner and if you have vinyl seats. I use that on the 4Runner all the time. This is a super cleaner. It cleans out, lifts dirt, and this is really good along with a brush like this for cleaning the mats. Yeah, the vinyl mats, those WeatherTechs. Those will, a cleaner like that's pretty good to use. You're not going to spray that on the dash, but you're going to spray that on like little places you're going to clean, like rubber like that. If you have rubber floor mats, you could probably do that, but you don't want a lot of soap in there either. And then a good window cleaner. And these towels, these are soft terry cloth towels, especially for your cars. This is one that's waffled. It's better for cleaning windows. I mean, one of these will work, but these work a little bit better. So you spend a little bit of money on some towels. You don't have to go crazy with all kind of, like I showed you, all those different cleaning products in there. Those are for special things, but for general detailing of a car, most of the time these are what's pulled out. These are always with me when I go to a show, along with a spray detailer that I can shine the exterior of a clean car. So you can keep it simple with a couple simple products: a vacuum, a spot cleaner, and your time. So without further ado, I'm going to strip this car out of its floor mats, the dog leashes, and the little ducks, and I'm going to show you the basics. It's not that difficult, and if you do something like this, you could probably get this done, a good detailing job of the interior, in less than an hour. And this one's a little dirtier, and I'm a little more goofy and picky, so it might take a little bit longer. Plus, I'm filming it, but for an hour of your time to clean out your interior, you don't have to do this all the time. But it makes it so much nicer. It's like when you deep clean your house. Isn't it a lot nicer when it's clean and like, wow, that's how you're gonna feel after this. It's gonna look good, and it's gonna smell nice, and it's gonna be what you want your nice vehicle to look like on the inside. Okay, real simple. Mats are out of it, and the mats are dirty. So, I don't know, some kind of latte spilled there, whatever. Beauty of these mats. So you have this all-purpose cleaner, really suds up nice, and a little simple brush and your hose. So try to remove as much as possible. So, These retain water, so get them out. Don't want a big puddle in here. Just want to be spraying directly onto. It's as simple as this. Spray it in. A little generous with that, but it doesn't hurt. So, pardon me for yeah, it's chewing gum. That's what I was worried about. Lovely. Right, let me get all this here. I'm sorry for my lack of manners here, but let's get this off of here. And I may have to go get the goo going if, God darn it. And on some of these, they have the real firm bristles here. It really helps. So, it'd be a little easier if I wasn't filming, but I want to show you. I mean, stuff like this is real. I mean, the kids, probably could be my son who did this. If not, but right. What I usually do, if I do find something like that, I'm not filming anything square. But I'll go through here. Now, still there. I'm going to try with any kind of gooey substance, gum, tar, anything like that. You want to get as much off before you put chemicals in there as possible. I'm going to try this again with the stiff brush. If I don't, then I'm going for a product called Goo Gone. I'm sure you all have that. And it's good for stuff like this. And I can already tell you, I'm going to be getting it. So, what I thought was going to be pretty straightforward is not. So, still get as much off as possible. And I'm putting pretty good pressure. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to rinse this off. I'm going to go get the goo going. Okay, just used a little bit of this, a little bit more, and do the same thing, same brush, clean it up in here. I will tell you, again, this was a carpeted floor mat. This would not have been a fun experience. Stuff like this happens. People are careless. People don't care. People drop stuff. People make a mess. Let's see how it looks. All right, there is a little bit more in there. It's pretty good, but you can always make it better. So that's what I'm gonna do. Put that in there. And remember, it's just a lot of the stuff you can buy. You don't need to have like a huge amount of specialty cleaners and stuff like that. But you know, there's something that you probably have around your house anyway. Those other cleaners, you have window cleaner. You have like your own little kit. It's pretty easy to have it handy. So buy like a smaller bottle of this and just keep it with your car cleaning stuff. It can just be a little bag of 4 or 5 little things. And then it grows, and then you need 2 little foot lockers to keep it in. But that might just be me. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Job done. All right, it'll take 30 seconds to do the rest of these, so you don't need to see that, but it's kind of good. It had something on here like that, and basically a good soap product gets most of it, and you'll need something like this and the ability to touch someone else's chewed gum to get the rest of it. So now we'll tackle the rest. Okay, with everything removed in this vehicle, you're gonna see there's some stuck on dirt, numerous latte remnants, and a lot of crumbs. There luckily does not appear to be any issues on the cloth seats here, nor the cloth or the carpeting itself. So always want to go through and look at that. I was just doing those mats, and that was an unwelcome surprise. But the good news is, after vacuuming this thing, it's going to look like $1 million. After going through it with that interior cleaner, it's really going to look good. So not too much of an issue here. All right, so good shop vac, and you're gonna be in good shape. Oh jeez. Okay, so just looking through here, so it's not too bad. So I'm gonna vacuum this out. Pretty straightforward. And you know, before you do, it's always good to kind of look through the vehicle, see if there's some unwelcome little surprise that one of your kids left, something like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna vacuum this, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna start wiping down all the panels with that interior. Okay, I've done about half of this vehicle. I did the front, I did the back here. One little tip I want to give you. So if you want like a really nice result, your seats flip your seats, move your seats back and forth. So this car's a hybrid, so it has the battery here. Thankfully there was nothing spilled in there. Battery pack. You want to get this. This had a bunch of, you know, hair and fuzz and dirt all over it, and there's like little glitter here, but if you can see, this is a lot cleaner. This side has not been done yet, so I'm going to get through it. But that little thing, so move your seats all the way up also, and remember, this is getting cleaned separately. You want to tilt your seat back and up. So you tilt it back like this, and you get back in here. Little crumbs and things. Sit back in there, put it all the way up, all the way back. Also go through here, vacuum all this stuff out. If anyone lost their little candy sticks there, found them down here. I think I'll just throw those away. Okay, one other little tip. I had one of these. I have a really bad habit of ordering crap off of Instagram, but it actually works. Black carpet and 2 fuzzy puppies and a long-haired daughter with long-haired friends. So this does a nice job, and it'll help get everything ready before you vacuum. So I went through the back, got the back really done nicely, and I'm gonna pop this down and do the rest of it. But I just wanted to show you something like this. It's not a lint roller, but I don't know the brand of it. It's kind of cool for this, small, and I paid for this, not sponsored, but this actually does work. So I'm gonna finish up cleaning all the carpeting, and then it's gonna be off to detailing the process. Didn't include this. One other practical tip: always put your seat back as far, vacuum, and up front as far. Otherwise, I wouldn't have found this petrified French fry and straw wrapper. But if you really want to get everything, you can get everything now. So there's a little bit more that I couldn't have gotten, and all you have to do is move the seat backward and forward. Remember, tilt it back so you can get in like the crevice on there, and then you can even vacuum in here if you think. So just little, it's getting the access to it. So it's coming together, and vacuuming is done. I'm ready to do the final cleaning of the inside. One thing I also want to point out is start with your mats first, because they'll be dry when the car is done. So I'm going to come over here now. I'm going to get the interior cleaner, and I'm going to go through. This is a one purpose. You don't put this on fabric, but all the other surfaces in the car you can do this with, and it does a nice job. So I go through. I don't know what's really dirty in here. I mean, it's all a little bit dirty, but I'll just start here and just start in one corner of the car and work your way around. So let's see. It'll help if I open that up. You don't want to spray anything liquid onto anything like that. Just want to give you a heads up. You always spray it on the cloth, but like here, it's not going to hurt anything. And I need a little bit more down here. So I go through, and it doesn't hurt just to go around here, because you can't really vacuum this stuff, and there's like sand and dirt in here, and this will clean it up good enough, better than letting it sit in there. So you see there's some scuffs in there, and it's not going to remove, you know, if you get in and out. That's why these are scuff plates, because they're meant to be your feet scuffing on them. You can clean it if it's like some sort of dirt or residue, but if it's not, you just have to understand that sometimes that is part of having a car and enjoying a car. So you see in here, there's all these little bits, dirt, someone, you know, his hand was dirty, hands grabbing on here. So let me clean that up real quick. And again, I'm not near the electronics, but for the sake of going through here, you can see cleans up really nicely. It's a neutral kind of cleaner that is going to work, like I said, on most hard surfaces and cushioned vinyl surfaces. Now this is cloth, so I'm not going to do it there. And as I go through, I'll do this here too. So you see how down in here, you can get like a little brush and go in there. So if I'm not able to get this out really well with just the cloth and everything, I'm gonna go get my little detail brush and get a little repertoire of these. And I know I'm starting to build up a kit, but you know, you could use an old toothbrush if you have or a spare toothbrush. You know, you get the kind from the dentist when you go to the checkup and you don't like that brand, but you take it anyway. Well, that could be your little detail brush. Now, I'm going through, getting all the big stuff here. Going down, pretty straightforward. This is an easy vehicle to go, because this is really kind of meant for off-road and stuff on here. So as I go through, I'm putting a little light pressure on with my fingernail between the cloth there. And this is also like, you know, you do want to have nice, good, dedicated cloths. And to go that extra little thing, these kind of cloths, they always do better with a special terry cloth laundry detergent. So you understand why I have this ginormous grouping of stuff, but I've started using that stuff on my good towels as well, because it keeps the microfiber the right way. It gets rid of oils and things like that, and it works really nice. But just any, just I would wash these separately. That's the one thing I would say. If you have some car towels, keep your car towels separate from the bath towels. Wash them, hand rinse out if there's any dirt on them, kind of hand rinse them out just like you would do any kind of laundry. So as you go through, this is cleaned up pretty well, and you see, nice. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do the rest of the sill plates and everything, and then when I get up to there, I will I'll grab the other cleaner and I'll do the window, I'll do those the dash, the infotainment, and ready to put the mats back in this and call it a detail. So as you see, it's already starting to look better. Again, you can get this done in about an hour, and you do this a couple times a year, you're gonna really like the results. And it's just your time and just a few simple chemicals, like little bottles, and not expensive, and stuff you have around the house, and your time and your patience. The floor mats are back in it. This is clean, but the way that it shines on here, there's a little bit shiny, a little bit rough from getting back in. I could clean those pedals, but I probably would have to seek professional help if I did that. Well, anyway, so look, door panels clean. The reason I put these back in, I want to come in here and do this, and I don't want to get dirt on that nicely clean carpet. The last bit of dash I need to clean, it's usually always the dirtiest. So, you're going to have all these little areas that need dusted down. And again, do not spray on any of these very expensive electronic devices up here. But this right here is a bit of a mess. Some food residue and things like that. Now I mentioned a brush. So normally, your rag and spray can take care of that. But there's also one other tool you can have, and that is this little detail brush. Again, I don't want to be getting you to buy a bunch of stuff, but something like this, one of these brushes, you clean it up and everything. And this is a dirtier one of mine. I've cleaned it, but it's kind of getting towards the end of its useful life. But for purpose here, that's the only one I can find. I'm going to spray into this directly. Remember, there's no electronics here, but there's a lot of dirt right here. So I'm going to spray there. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to kind of agitate all of this stuff here. There's a lot of soft drinks or whatever that was spilled in here, and the more you kind of get it agitated out, you might have to do this 1 or 2 times more. Depending on how dirty it is, but I use this kind of brush also with that cleaner that I had, but I think I'm okay with this, just going through and going through and getting that. And it's just an easier, quick way to get the most cleaning power in a small creviced area like that as I go. So going through here, and I'm going to wipe this up real quick, and I'm going to hurry up and close the doors because it's starting to rain. So let me go ahead and get this cleaned, and I'll show you. All right, I sprayed glass cleaner to the spot on this cloth, and go through, and as you can see, it is raining, so it's okay. It's a good inside project here. So I've cleaned the dash. and gone through, and you can see it is really dirty on the outside. But like I said, this car is getting completely in exterior detailed this week. So I'm not going to worry about it, especially since it's not in the garage. Another week or so, it will be in the garage. So I go through, and the screen is off, so I'm not accidentally hitting any controls. Going through, these are all screens, these are all computer screens, so I'm just lightly going over them with a nice, clean, not overly damp cloth. And I also went through with the other rag, with the other cleaner, and I went through each knob here, and just it takes a little bit more time. You don't want to spray stuff on it, and you go through it, and it's probably better if the car's off so you're not turning this on or up or down or whatever. But as you go through and clean it, it works pretty well. So mats are clean. This is nice and clean in the back. It's nice and clean. The whole vehicle inside is the way you want it. I mean, a dear friend of mine growing up, he was one of those greatest generation folks, taught me a lot about cars. And he had this saying, he had a couple sayings that stuck with me, but this one really did. And even my sister remembers this one. And he is, you know, there's no shame in driving an older car, but there is shame in driving a dirty one. And I think that's about the thing. You know, it doesn't matter how old your car, how new your car is how you take care of it. So, you know, I like to have things nice, clean. I don't really have to get into like big time detailing cleaning stuff unless I buy a car that was new to me, like a classic car. But it's nice because you keep after stuff like this, in 5 years, it's still going to look like this. It's still going to look new and nice. And that's what you want. I mean, I've always kept, it's going to sound odd, but I had, for a long period of my life, I had one car and kept it for 10 years. And then I'd buy another one. And that car, when I sold it when I was 10 years old, was not ready for the heap. Most chances, I saw those cars for the next 10 years. The two cars I kept for 10 years each were both going for a long time. So, here we go. Always want to get those right in place. Click them down and get them out right where they need to be. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. And remember, there's not a lot involved here. There's a couple little specialty tools. If you have some dirty cloth in your vehicle, I would invest in one of these. I'd get one of these anyway for spot shots in your sofa, your rugs in your house. Some real simple stuff. There's a cleaner for the mats, little simple scrub brushes, Goo Gone if something's really stuck in on there. And then, as simple as this, a good all-purpose interior cleaner for everything except fabric and glass. And they even have one that works with glass. And then a good glass cleaner. Separate rags for this, a good vacuum. Little detail brushes if you need them, patience, and never ever spray directly onto your electronics. So that's about it. Took a little time, a little longer because I stopped to video this, and I hope this helps. And you know, if you're not someone who is used to detailing your own vehicle, there's no secrets to it. It's just knowing, you know, and if you run into a stain or something that you cannot fix, you can always look it up online. There's people that can help you with things, but you always want to start easy. You never want to go crazy and use some like harsh chemical, and just take your time, common sense, and you'll be surprised at the results. And it's easier to keep after a car once you just clean it up like this. And it's rewarding. It doesn't cost a lot to do this. It costs your time and not a lot of it. And you're going to keep your vehicle nice and clean and looking good for a long time. Hey, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and enjoy your day. I will, even though it's going to rain, because I got some interior cleaning to do in the house.